We're going to bring up another friend and neighbor, Thom Clark. He is always good when I need a helping hand, and we talked the other day, and he's involved in some electoral events. As many of you know, we have a Democratic primary coming up in February. It's moved up, so there's a lot of heated activity, a lot of people running. Some of you know the history of the Hispanic Democratic Organization in work with Daley, ousted a lot of progressives. Thom, fill us in on what's going on from your view on the electoral process.
Well, you know, Michael, first of all, I'm not sure people realize there is a primary. They're going to wake
We're
up
telling them.
after this holiday season on New Year's Day, and they're going to go, oops, 4 weeks left for an election. And on January 6th here at the Heartland from 5 to 8, we're going to have a Northsiders for Chewy and Rudy benefit.
Chewy Garcia and Rudy Lozano.
Rudy Lozano Jr. at 33, someone who comes out of the Southwest Side community organizing movement. His dad was a famous political leader before he was shot in his home. Jesus Garcia, also a veteran. He could teach Barack Obama, the president organizer, a few things, I think. But Jesus Garcia is running a joint ticket with Rudy Lozano, and they're taking on the regulars. They're taking on entrenched incumbents who are strongly supported by other factions in the community, and I figured this was a unique opportunity for people around the city and the suburbs to actually support a couple of very progressive up-and-coming leaders. Hey, Chewy has been around the block a few times already.
He's a wonderful guy.
Rudy, I've just met and is a wonderful, inspiring, young, up-and-coming leader, and we're going to have them here at the Heartland on January 6th, a very modest admittance fee for people to come in, and Northsiders to support a couple of really progressive Southwest Siders who are taking on the Burks and others out in that neck of the woods.
Well, talk a little bit more about that. Can you tell us what districts and offices they're running for, and perhaps a little more history on how Chewy, who was very popular in the Latino community, seemed to be in place to be around for a long time, got ousted back in the heyday of nefarious political activity on the part of our current mayor?
While he was trying to get other progressive folks elected against machine candidates, Jesus Garcia himself became the target of the Hispanic Democratic Organization, a largely defunct political arm of Mayor Daley because of federal indictments of its leadership. And after many years of working in the Little Village community on a variety of community development and environmental issues, Chewy has decided to come back into political life, and many of us are very happy for that, though his work in Little Village has continued to be very important. Another piece of pedigree here is that he has been acting chair of the Woods Fund of Chicago, that infamous foundation that a certain successful presidential candidate and former lefty Bill Ayers both served on the board of. So Chewy has wonderful roots and some legitimate connections with both progressive and moneyed interests that might just give him enough to put him over the top on this race for Cook County Board from the Southwest Side. His campaign partner, Rudy Lozano Jr., is running for the State House against Dan Burke, a long-standing
rings a bell, that name.
Long-standing member of the Illinois General Assembly and the brother of Alderman Ed Burke, chair of the City Council Finance Committee. So this is really two important independent Latino leaders going up against entrenched politicians, and I think we ought to turn out on January 6th to support them, because even while there are a lot of other important races, particularly up here in the north side and the northern suburbs, we really deserve to look at our neighbors all around the city and see how we can support them.
Yeah, we certainly, if we elect progressive people in one area, we need progressive people in another area to support them. One of the keys to this election cycle and to the primary on February, do we know the exact date?
February 4th. February
4th is there will not be a massive turnout. So it's really key for people who are concerned with the agenda of progressive politicians and furthering the progressive agenda work hard to get friends and acquaintances and neighbors to turn out in these elections. Can you share your thoughts about what happens in an election in an off year like this one?
It's a classic opportunity for incumbents to continue to consolidate their power and standing, because they typically have the organized forces that can go out in the street and turn out the vote. In this case, they're going up against some formidable political experience. We could see the revival of the famous Black-Brown coalition that really propelled Harold Washington into office. It remains to be seen in what is a very short campaign season how successful this grassroots effort will be against the incumbent moneyed interest. But that is indeed the dynamic that I see coming down here, and it's why I'm so intrigued as a Northeast Sider to help out my brothers in the Southwest side.
Northeast Siders?
We're Northeast Siders here, right up here in the corner of Chicago and Rogers Park, indeed. And yet our interests and our ability to challenge the current incumbents and the way the city is going is really it's really important that we look to other opportunities around the region. And I think this joint campaign by Chuy Garcia and Willie Lozano is one of those unique opportunities for us to plug in.